Hi, this is Greg the Misfit Manley for 91.5 WMLN. Here I am at Bogarts Pub in Bridgewater, Massachusetts, covering former lead singer of the Misfits and punk rock legend Michale Graves.
Hello.
Alright, Michael, growing up in New Jersey, what influenced you to become a musician?
My mom, I think, really influenced me because there was always a radio playing. I think I was born with the desire to make music. I discovered music when I was about 5 or 6 years old. It always had a physical and a spiritual effect on me. It was always something that stirred my soul. And my mom always had music on and played it for me. And my uncle always had music, and I was always into his records. And but it was just, it was like the monkey on my back. There was always a question I was trying to answer, and the only way I could deal with my feelings in the supernova of emotions was trying to turn it into song.
All right, thank you so much. All right, you, just coming out of your teenage years, joined one of the biggest punk rock bands of all time, the Misfits.
Yeah.
How was it like, just straight coming out of the teenage years, straight to one of the larger rock bands?
It was a whirlwind of things. I mean, it's everything that you would expect it to be, and so many things that people, you can't understand because it's such a crazy world. All I knew was how to write songs and be me, and there was all sorts of other things that were happening that were well beyond me. I was surrounded by people 10, 12, 20 years older than me that had wives and kids and business, and I just didn't know. But as far as music, it was the greatest thing. All my dreams had come true. It was great, man. We made really awesome music together. We built something incredible together, and it was amazing.
How did it exactly feel just knowing that you became the vocalist after everything was said and done?
I felt good. It felt accomplishment. I recognized the opportunity and I capitalized on it. Used the gifts that God gave me to the best of my ability. And I learned slowly what the Misfits and who the Misfits were, and I took that seriously. And I always tried to be as the best I could be, and just like I am now. I know when other forms of media talk to those guys, they always portray me as a kid and all these other things. But whatever I'm portrayed as, I think that my past and my musical record and my live performances will truly tell, the true story of who I am.
Dig Up Her Bones.
Yeah.
You made the song, wrote it out before American Psycho was even a thought.
Yeah.
What influenced you to create such a song that became so popular?
A girl breaking my heart, a girl that my first love of my life, I think, and she broke my heart, and that pain became Dig Up Her Bones. All those lyrics in that song are essentially the same, exactly as I wrote them, except I added the chorus, that third verse. And changed I'm coming home to dig up her bones. But of course a girl. It's about a girl.
After the run with the Misfits, you seem to be bouncing off from the split of everybody, just bouncing off to one another between certain members. Is there any chance that you team back up with any of them ever again?
I don't think there is. Again, what's happened behind the scenes, throughout all these years, I've reached out to them both, in the past, the present, and I don't know about the future. It's never been me that's the problem. Yeah. I've always said, of course we should get back together. Yeah. Of course I want to get back together and play, but it's not me that's holding anything back. You got to go talk to Jerry. Yeah. You got to go talk to Doyle and Chud. I'm out here. I just did, 40-something dates in a van with I've never stopped. So it's not me.
Yeah. All right, so between me and you, those are the end of the Misfits.
Yeah, well, I always said it, it wasn't about money or anything like that. I told them someday this ship is going to sink because I am an important part of this band. And so is Chud, and so is Doyle. Without us,
You went on to create bands like Graves, Gotham Road. How did those bands and the songs that you made that were different sounding every single time evolution you as a artist?
Well, Graves was a natural progression from the Misfits. A lot of that material was things that I wrote for the Famous Monsters while I was writing for Famous Monsters. So Graves really used that material, and a lot of the sadness and the turmoil of coming out of the Misfits was apparent in that music. And then from that, you have to take into consideration where we were in conjunction with the September 11th events, and that had a huge impact on us, and a lot of personal things that at the end of Graves that led into Gotham Road. The time I got to Gotham Road, I was angry and I was dark and our city was burning, and so you get a lot of that in that music, the loss and the anger and the aggression that I was feeling. At the end of that, I branched out and started my solo stuff, and then Punk Rock is Dead, which was almost homage to where I had come from, and I wrote all the Monster songs. Again, just to let people know, that I'm still that monster guy. And then Return to Earth, again, was a step backwards to me as a natural musician, and then I ran into Damien Echols.
Yeah.
Who was sitting on death row in Arkansas, and we began to write, and that spun me off in a whole new direction.
What was it like playing with Marky Ramone?
It's amazing. It's amazing. I turn around and see Marky Ramone playing behind me. It's incredible. Even in the Misfits, I have a natural attraction to the rhythm and the drummer. And Marky's magical, and I can sense his energy, and I can feel it. And the true spirit of the Ramones, is with us on stage. It's one of the greatest things I've done in my career.
And behind the scenes, on the tour side, what was it like to bring two different punk rock legends, shall you say, together and experience? What was that like?
Well, we knew that it was going to be magic. Again, it's another feeling of accomplishment to fly the flag of the Misfits the way I did, and then to have a chance to fly the flag of the Ramones and really bring what Marky was trying to do to life, and hold the legacy of the Ramones on a pedestal and show the power of that music, and once again make it relevant. And I think I've accomplished that with him.
And then Illusions.
Yeah.
Totally, you took out sort of the hard riffs, and you took the Damien Echols situation and brought it into a totally different you.
Yeah.
How was writing something that was completely different from your style?
I started up in these parts. I came up to Massachusetts, and I spent time in Plymouth, and I spent a lot of time in Salem. And then I traveled down south, and I spent a lot of time down there in the south of this country, and really getting back to the rock and roll roots. Spending places like Mississippi and Tennessee and obviously Arkansas to plug myself into that part of this country where rock and roll came from, and where Damien came from. And spending time down there and playing with musicians, and absorbing the gospel music and the country music and the blues, it awakened something in my soul, and it brought out something in me that wasn't apparent in the earlier years, that have carried over to even now.
In the past year or so, you have totally changed your website, everything, to War of the Information Tour, everything. It's been incredible, and it's been a hit in the face to fans as well. But it's kind of secretive. What are the fans going to expect from the War of Information Tour?
Well, I've traveled back and forth in this country, and I've been promoting the Alex Jones broadcasts and Infowars.com. And to those that kind of know about Infowars and the material and the ideas that go with that website, and those ideas and that information, kind of, they get the imagery that we're putting out. It's dangerous in this country to say certain things, and I guess that's sort of the big secret of me and my awakening, and the awakening of people my age and older that's happening across this country and across the world.
And then, last question we have is, what do we expect from Michale Graves in the future?
I'm going to go do some touring with Marky Ramone in October. A couple of acoustic dates. I'm going to make some appearances at some horror conventions. In November, I'm going to record my new album. December, January, I'm going to spend with my wife and my beautiful children, and I'm going to hit the road again in March when the new album is released. It doesn't have a name yet, but the first date of the American tour is March 21st, my 38th birthday, and my new album will be out. So
well,
that's what to expect.
Absolutely everything that you do.
Thank you.
You are one of the most legendary punk rock bands all time.
Thank you.
And we appreciate everything that you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.